All right, we're here today at the shop inside this box from Rubicon Express. We have stuff for the Jeep here. So let's open this up and see what it is. So I got 2 new coils for the rear of the Jeep. And let me explain why, or even I'll flash some pictures up here, and while I talk about why I got the new springs there. So the Jeep's always been leaning a little bit, but recently I went on the trip with Brody and Jaden out to the hot spring, and it began to get even worse. So when I got back, I noticed that I was driving leaning, and just seeing it leaning that much, I didn't know what kind of springs I had on the Jeep. So I just kind of looked around. I saw a pin number that were on them. Let me see if they're on these. Yeah. So there was a pin number, just like these ones right here, on those springs. So I looked it up, and they ended up being Rubicon Express springs. So I called Rubicon Express, and I bought keep this in mind that I bought the Jeep with the lift kit that is on it right now, and I have no idea how long that lift kit's been on there. I did not pay for the lift kit or anything, but I called up Rubicon Express, and they had me send them some pictures, the ones I just showed you guys, and they hooked me up, and they sent me 2 rear springs for absolutely nothing. Didn't have to pay for shipping, nothing. So that's really super awesome. And I asked them why the spring did that in the first place, because I had never seen that happen before on any kind of lift kit. One of the springs, it pretty much just failed. The spring lost its tension, and it just failed. That's why the Jeep's leaning so much. And they said that it just happens sometimes, so they stood by their warranty, even though I didn't even buy them. I told them that I didn't buy that lift kit, it came with the Jeep. And they stood by their warranty and sent me 2 rear springs, which is super awesome of them. And I asked them if I can do anything to help, because I do have the rooftop tent and the tire carrier on there, and I'm gonna buy some spacers, some rubber spacers to put on the back, so that I guess it'll have a little bit more durability, I guess, because the spacer's rubber and it's not hitting the plastic, or I mean not the plastic, the spacer's rubber, and it's not hitting against the metal housing for the spring there. So I guess that'll help a little bit. So I'll get a spacer ordered up in the mail, and it'll come in pretty soon here. But yeah, so we're gonna put those on this weekend. We're putting these on this weekend for sure, because I definitely want a level Jeep. And also I'm gonna have to go down to the auto store and see if I can get tie rods for a tie rod for my Jeep, because I'm experiencing some death wobble. I put a steering stabilizer on there, and it helped a little bit, but it still wobbles, and I'd rather just have a Jeep that's get fixed up instead of letting the issue get worse and worse. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll just fix the issue that is at foot and fix the Jeep. So yeah, let's get into putting all this stuff on, which you're gonna see me in a couple days here, because today's a Tuesday, and today is now all right, well, I got a little bit of ahead of myself here, and I already took the old springs out, and I'm ready to install the new springs that I got from Rubicon Express, and the 3/4 inch spacer that I'm gonna put on there. So I'm just working on getting this bump stop out so I can put the spacer up there, and we can throw everything back together, and hopefully I have a straight Jeep when we're done. So I'm gonna try to set you guys up somewhere that's decent. I'm using my phone today, left the GoPro at home, so I'm gonna try to set you guys up somewhere if I can. And you're just gonna watch a little bit of a time lapse of me getting this thing done, because I'd rather get this thing done and get out of here. It is a Friday. If I can, I'd like to make plans for the weekend, but yeah, we'll get it done today. And it didn't take too long. Hardest part was trying to figure out how to jack this thing up. and I figured it out. So I'm gonna get this thing done. I'm gonna set you guys up. All right, I got distracted there for a second. Well, I put everything back on the Jeep as it's supposed to be. I mean, I don't have the shocks hooked up and the sway bar is not hooked up right now. I'm about to get to that. But I thought that was for sure the problem. It was my rear spring gave out. But I mean, look at the Jeep still. That right there is about level. And the Jeep's still leaning. So, I did get a tie rod for the front to fix my death wobble situation. This thing has a lot of problems. But I did get a tie rod to fix that death wobble situation. So I'm thinking while I'm up there, it's easy enough just to pull the springs off. I'm gonna check the front springs and see if one of them might have lost its tension up front. And if that's not the issue, then I have no clue what's gonna be the issue, because I already changed the rear springs and put spacers. So we're about to pull the front off after I get the back all buttoned up here. Yeah, so either way I have to put a tie rod on, which I don't know if I should do that actually, because I don't want to go get a tire alignment. If I do it really well, I could probably do it. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys when I'm up in the front. All right, I'm probably the biggest idiot. You guys are not even gonna believe what I just did. As you can see, the Jeep's level now. So, as you guys know, if you guys been following my channel, I've always had problems with my sway bar, and I kept losing those little pins that were in there. Let me show you. I kept losing these little pins that are in there, and I eventually just lost the whole entire side for this one right here. So I just left it off and always just kept the one side on. And I was checking it out. I lifted up the Jeep, put the stands under it, whatever you call those things, and it looked level. After I had the stands up there, I leveled the stands out to the exact same height, and it looked level. So I dropped it down, was thinking for a little bit, and then I got a pry bar underneath this right here, and I just pulled it, and the Jeep sprang back and it went back to normal. What happened was it got caught, the sway bar got caught underneath this bolt right here and was pulling this side of the Jeep down, which was causing the whole Jeep to look like it was sideways. So my fault. Yeah. Dang, I just got the pry bar underneath there and I pried it out. The whole Jeep sprang back like it was reborn. Dang. All right, well, I'm gonna clean up and get out of here, and we're gonna have to get some new sway bar links. Yeah, that was crazy. This whole time I thought it was the rear springs. Guys, this whole time I thought it was the rear springs when it ended up just being the front sway bar. Like, who would have thought? I could have swore it was the rear springs, because the back of the Jeep was the back driver's side of the Jeep was the worst. Like, it was leaning over, like it was sagging the worst. The rear driver's side was. Who would have thought it would have been the sway bar all along? The front sway bar at that. That's crazy. So I have a level Jeep again, a level Jeep. Let me show you a little front view here of the levelness, if you guys can really tell on camera. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up, get out of here, and enjoy my weekend. Maybe we'll go on a camping trip now that I have a brand new Jeep. Oh, actually, I did not put the tie rod on there yet. So I'm thinking tomorrow, actually, we go, let me get out of this sun. So I'm thinking tomorrow we go and get some new front sway bar links, fix that all up, and then depending on what time it is, we go on a camping trip. Me, you, Brody, whoever else wants to tag along. I think that's gonna be a yes. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe in a different video, I don't know.